The August 12th, 2026 episode of The Bold and the Beautiful delivers a fascinating mixture of romance, rejection, shocking discoveries, and corporate uncertainty. What makes this episode particularly compelling is the way several characters believe they are finally moving toward peace, only to discover that the past is still watching, waiting, and preparing to disrupt their lives. The biggest emotional surprise comes from Taylor Hayes and Deacon Sharp. Deacon takes a major step forward in their relationship by proposing marriage, clearly believing that their love has reached the point where commitment is the natural next chapter. But Taylor does something that may be painful for Deacon while also being completely honest. She turns him down. Taylor makes it clear that she loves Deacon. Her rejection is not about a lack of feelings, and that distinction is extremely important. Taylor is not walking away from the relationship. Instead, she is questioning whether marriage is actually the right decision for them at this moment. That creates an interesting conflict because Deacon may interpret the rejection emotionally, while Taylor is approaching it from a more thoughtful perspective. She understands that love and marriage are not necessarily the same thing. For Taylor, saying yes simply because the relationship is going well could eventually create problems if she is not completely convinced that marriage is what they need. Deacon, meanwhile, has spent much of his life struggling with instability, mistakes, and complicated relationships. His proposal represents more than romance. It represents his desire to prove that he has changed and that he is capable of building something lasting. That is why Taylor's decision could hit him harder than she realizes. But while Taylor and Deacon face uncertainty, another couple experiences what appears to be a beautiful romantic renewal. Finn and Steffy reconnect near a chapel, creating one of the episode's most romantic moments. Their relationship has endured extraordinary pressure, and their decision to recommit to one another suggests that they are ready to put some of their painful history behind them. The chapel setting is especially meaningful. It naturally represents commitment, faith, marriage, and second chances. Finn and Steffy are not simply sharing a romantic moment. Symbolically, they are standing at a crossroads and choosing each other again. For Steffy, this moment is particularly important because her relationship with Finn has repeatedly been threatened by outside forces. She has had to deal with family drama, betrayal, and most importantly, the terrifying presence of Sheila Carter. And that is exactly what makes the scene so disturbing. Finn and Steffy believe they are reconnecting privately, but Sheila is nearby. The fact that Sheila is secretly watching changes the entire meaning of the romantic scene. What looks like a peaceful beginning for Finn and Steffy is actually being observed by one of the most dangerous and unpredictable people in their lives. Sheila has never been good at accepting boundaries. Even when people tell her to stay away, she has repeatedly found ways to insert herself into their lives. Her presence near the chapel therefore suggests that Finn's promise to keep Sheila away from Steffy may be much harder to enforce than he believes. Then the episode delivers its biggest shock. Steffy is on the Monaco beach when she notices something that immediately catches her attention: distinctive missing toe stumps. The discovery is chilling because Steffy recognizes exactly what they mean. Sheila is there. For viewers who understand Sheila's history, this is an incredibly clever visual clue. Sheila's missing toes have become one of the most recognizable physical details connected to her identity. Steffy does not need a face-to-face confrontation to realize what is happening. The moment she sees those distinctive stumps, the mystery is essentially solved. This discovery completely destroys any sense of security Steffy may have felt after reconnecting with Finn. Sheila was not simply somewhere in Monaco by coincidence. She has been close enough to watch them. That means Finn's belief that Sheila would stay away may already be collapsing. More importantly, Steffy's reaction could determine what happens next. Will she confront Sheila immediately? Will she tell Finn? Or will she attempt to understand why Sheila is following them before making a move? Whatever Steffy chooses, the discovery creates enormous tension because Sheila has once again demonstrated that she can appear when everyone least expects her. Meanwhile, Brooke Logan and Ridge Forrester are dealing with a completely different kind of uncertainty. In their hotel room, Brooke and Ridge discuss romance, their complicated history, and the possibility of miracles. Their conversation gives the episode a softer emotional layer, especially because Brooke and Ridge have spent so much time navigating the complicated cycle of love, separation, reconciliation, and rivalry. The idea of a miracle is particularly interesting in their conversation. For Brooke, miracles can represent the possibility that despite everything that has happened, something good can still emerge from uncertainty. But their romantic discussion is interrupted by a very unpleasant reality. Simone arrives with bad business news. She reveals that her father, Louis, and the board have voted against continuing with Forrester. The decision represents a significant setback for Brooke, Ridge, and the company because losing a client is never simply about one contract. It can affect reputation, confidence, and future business opportunities. Even more intriguing is Simone's statement that a Logan changed everything. That comment immediately places Brooke at the center of the business conflict. The wording suggests that the Logan name has become a major factor in the decision. Whether the accusation is completely fair or not, it creates another potential battle between the Logan and Forrester worlds. Brooke and Ridge have spent years proving that their personal relationship can become entangled with the professional rivalry between their families. Now, their romantic conversation is being followed almost immediately by a business crisis connected to Brooke's family name. That is classic the bold and the beautiful. Love and business rarely remain separate for long. The episode therefore creates several parallel stories. Taylor and Deacon demonstrate that love does not automatically guarantee marriage. Finn and Steffy demonstrate that even a romantic recommitment can be threatened by an old enemy. Sheila's appearance proves that the past is still capable of invading the present. And Brooke and Ridge discover that their professional world is becoming unstable at precisely the moment when they are talking about hope and miracles. What makes the August 12th episode especially effective is the contrast between hope and danger. Taylor is trying to protect her relationship by refusing to rush into marriage. Finn and Steffy are trying to protect their relationship by recommitting to each other. Brooke and Ridge are talking about miracles and love. Yet lurking beneath all of that optimism is Sheila, watching from the shadows, while business problems begin threatening Forrester. The most important question moving forward may be what Sheila does next. Steffy now knows she is nearby, and that changes the power dynamic. Sheila has always benefited from surprise, secrecy, and psychological pressure. Once Steffy knows Sheila is there, Sheila loses some of that advantage. But Sheila is rarely predictable. She could attempt to manipulate Finn emotionally. She could try to convince him that she only wants peace. Or she could once again make herself the center of his family life. Finn is therefore facing another test. His commitment to Steffy means very little if he cannot establish firm boundaries with Sheila.